your name, so for 2 seconds, 5 seconds, just so he films it, and then I'll take the paper back from you, and then I'll ask you um, very simple question. I'll hold it up.
Di paling mana?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Boleh. Sudah.
Okay. Thank you again for doing this. So, Mervyn, good afternoon. Could you please introduce yourself? Tell us your name, your family name, where you were born, and where you live.
My name is Mervyn Podea. I'm 74 years old. I was born in South Africa, in Johannesburg, and I today live on Kibbutz Kfar Aza, which is in the Negev.
Do you have children?
I have 4 children, a son and 3 daughters, and about 10 grandchildren. I've lost count somewhere along the way.
Could you take us back to the morning of October 7th? Tell us where you were, how you passed the time, how you survived.
I survived. Well, okay. My wife and our caregiver were in the Mamad, in the shelter. I was the hero and I was sitting in the lounge watching the TV. In the meantime, there was all the noise carrying around. The next thing I knew that the army was at the front door, and they basically extracted us from our house without anything. I mean, they just picked us up and they took us out, and they took us up to. We have a petrol station on the kibbutz at the entrance to the kibbutz, and they took us to the petrol station where everybody was meeting. And from there, from what I can remember, we were taken by 2 young fellows to Rehovot, where we met up with my son who lives in Tel Aviv. And he came and he fetched us and he brought us here to Shvaim. It was a very traumatic experience. It was, no one really feels that you have to leave your home. And the way we left our home was a terrible experience. We were just picked up and taken out, and it's something that will remain with me for the rest of my life, unfortunately. But on the other hand, I'm thankful that we're here and we're alive. Unfortunately, some of my friends and family are no longer with us. There were a lot of people on Kfar Aza who were killed. Today there were some funerals, and yesterday there were some funerals, and we just say thank you and try and put our life together and carry on the best we can. It's something that will take, I presume, a long time to digest and understand what really happened, and particularly that it was in my home. I mean, being forced out of one's home is something dramatic, but as I said, we're here, and I can only thank those who helped us and extracted us and brought us to safety. And I have no words or way of thanking them. It's just something inside.
So, what woke you up in the morning of October 7th? Was it a a regular Saturday morning?
As far as I mean, every day is a regular day. I mean, we live in an area, you have to realize, we live in an area right on the border, and there's always noise, and there's always shooting, and there's always blasting, and so it's a way of life. And you just fit into that kind of lifestyle, and you know, you get used to it, and another thing and another one and another one. But this time, I realized at the end it was a lot more serious than we knew and was made out to be. And as I say, we're fortunate, very, very fortunate.
You were in the safety room, or your wife and
No.
and you were watching TV?
My wife and our caregiver were in the safety room. I was in the lounge watching TV. I like watching TV. You know.
Volume on?
Sorry.
Was the volume on? Were you listening?
Yeah, I have the volume was on, but I'm hard of hearing, so I have earphones to help me. And que sera, sera. It was just that was.
Just a miracle. That's
Yeah, it's a miracle. And as I say, I can only now say thank you to all those that helped us get through and
And your children were in the center at the same time?
our children live in the center. We have 4 children, and they live in the center of the country. Thank goodness. I would like to have them living on the kibbutz, but on this occasion, I say thank you that they weren't around and near us, and they were in the safety of the center of the country. It's you know, children are something special, and you don't want anything to happen to one's children, so they were out of reach, type of thing.
Where is your caregiver from?
Our caregiver is from India. She's been with us for about 2 years. A wonderful lady, and she's part of the family. I mean, you treat her as a daughter. I mean, she's there with us all the time, through thick and thin, and she's a special person.
How she's here with you now as well?
Sure, she's as I say, she's part of the family. She's with us. She has her own room. She has her own privacy, and as I say, she's with us, and she helps us, and she looks after us, and cares for us, and a special person, something special.
Were you on the group WhatsApp? Were you involved in the phone? Or you were just sitting there just watching the news and...
I'm not of that generation. That's for the younger generation. I have a computer. I know which buttons to press. I have my TV, and I have my cell phone, and I have my wife, of course, and you know. And more than that, I don't need. I don't have lots of needs in my life. I've passed that stage. I've been there, done that, seen that type of thing. So I take it easy.
Did you know you were going to survive while you were...
Never thought of it, never entered my mind, never, you know, I mean, what can, it's something that's never entered my mind. I knew one day I was going to go, and I always thought I would go like any normal person in my sleep or whatever the case may be, but never ever thought that a terrorist attack or something to that effect would take my life. It's never entered my mind, and I don't let it worry me, because if I worry about it, it's going to sit here and so maybe I'm just trying to be, I don't know, cool, as the kids say, whatever it is. But I lead my life, and que sera, what will be. If I gotta go, I gotta go. If I'm gonna, I mean, I was at the age of 42, I had cancer, colon cancer. The cancer wasn't the problem; it was the chemotherapy. For a year, I was sick a week before the chemo, and I was sick a week after the chemo. So for a year I was sick, and I had cancer. So what? And everybody said, "Wow, you're so young to have cancer." I said, "Okay," but I'm here. I'm 74, 75 years old, and what will be, will be.
Who were the closest people to you that you lost? Do you know any details of?
No, friends on the kibbutz who, it's people who you would sit with in the dining room, people who you would talk to, people who you would watch a basketball game with, people that you would talk about your wife and your kids and your problems and stuff like that. Today they're not here, and I don't know if I have the strength to start over forming new relationships. I'm tired. I just want to be left in peace and live my life out, whatever it be, another year, another 10 years, whatever the man upstairs decides to give me, and make the most of it and enjoy my wife and enjoy my children and grandchildren. To me, that's the most important thing, and the rest is truly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
And you're watching the news.
I don't want to use nasty words, but what the hell? I mean, if I gotta go, I gotta go. If I'm gonna be around, I'm gonna be around. And if he lets me enjoy it, I'll enjoy it. And if he doesn't let me enjoy it, well, just too bad. That's, it's, I'm not 20 years old anymore, that I have another 50 odd years to live. I'm 74, so maybe another 10 years if I'm lucky. Don't want to live much more than that, because I don't want to be a burden on my children. But que sera, what will be, and I'll make the most of it. I'd like to travel. I'd like to, but unfortunately, I'm not well. So it's a bit of a problem. But, okay. I'll find something else to do. I'll give my wife a hard time. She really will enjoy that. I don't know. It's just, it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs that we have to be talking like this. I mean, things could be so different. But we have some crazy, we have some crazy people on the other side of the fence, and we just have to live with it and accept it. And I rely on our defense force, I rely on the army, so I'm not worried. I worry, but it doesn't sit and we're strong enough to get through it.
Is there a message you have for the world or anyone who?
Not really. People don't care. I feel what I feel. Others feel what they want to feel. I don't want to try and influence anybody to come over to my way of thinking, but if people really wanted to, they would look in the mirror and see what really is happening and not listen to the propaganda and not listen to all the nonsense around it and stuff like that. It's just not worth it, but that's what it is. That's what we got. So we make the most of it.
Thank you very much.
As they say in Afrikaans, kak en betaal. The pleasure's mine, and I hope it helps, whatever it be.
It's important. It's for historical purposes. It's always going to be.
Where's it going to be aired?
Well, first of all, this is for the USC Shoah Foundation.
Uh-huh.
They've been recording testimonials for historical purposes, for research purposes, witnesses of the Shoah.
Uh-huh.
So now they want to expand it to